I'm not going to ask anybody to do anything that I'm not willing to do myself.
Hawaii Governor Neil Abercrombie delivered his first State of the State address, laying out his plans to balance the budget and move the state forward, and that includes cuts to state worker pay and benefits, plus tax increases. His answers to solving the state's budget deficit, estimated to be at $800 million over the next 2 years, have generated many questions. And this morning, the governor joins us for a live interview. Good morning, Governor, and thank you so much for joining us. It's great to see you this morning.
Thank you very, very much.
Now, you saw the
I've just come from being all overnight with my puppy dog, and I'm very upset.
I know you said
the big story this morning is not me. It's what do you mean that we can't bring our dog in?
Yeah, we're going to get to that in a little bit, but we've got to get to the Civil Beat story. You've heard about that, right. And the Civil Beat was reporting, that CivilBeat.com reporting that you made a campaign promise to not raise taxes, but now you're looking like you're proposing tax increases for several things, including soda. So are you going back on this campaign promise?
No. What this was involved, if you go back in the context, we were talking at that time about the GET tax. And of course, I haven't changed my views on that. I certainly haven't in terms of what was projected at that time. Whether inadvertently or not, the projection of the deficit was considerably less at that time. And I said through reordering and reprioritizing, and in conjunction with the GET tax, I didn't think it needed to be done. And you'll notice I haven't proposed that we raise the GET tax.
Now you're coming under a lot of criticism, as you heard, on the tourism spending, taking away money from tourism marketing and putting it into other construction projects. And some in the industry are saying that you'll be taking away from our state's #1 industry, the economy and tourism. So what's your response to this?
Well, the same people who are saying this are the same people who fought us in getting the tourism tax in the first place. Now that they have up to $80 million of what they fought in the first place, now they want to control all of it. What I'm talking about is reallocating the dollars that they take and then give to culture and arts projects, give to the Department of Land and Natural Resources, give to things like hiking trails. Why should I give them the money to give back to us so that they are able to put across the idea that somehow it comes from them? That's added bureaucracy. I thought this was supposed to be a business operation. Why would I give you something to give back to me? We're talking about reallocation of resources that are for Hawaii. It has nothing to do with the marketing as such. They have millions of dollars that has nothing to do with marketing. What you need to do is take a look at how they actually do that budget. I think it's very unfortunate. I reached out to people in the tourism authority. And I thought we had a good understanding that we were going to try and reorient priorities. But somebody representing mainland interests starts attacking me. Let me tell you something. It's Hawaii that provides the basis for these folks to be able to come in and make an investment. They make an investment in Hawaii and tourism, not for us, but for them, to make their profits. And I'm happy to go along with that. We provide the jobs to provide them with the profits. What they need to do is recognize what they can do for Hawaii, and we should be doing it together.
Let's talk
if somebody thinks they can threaten me by trying to threaten our people in tourism, they're picking on the wrong guy.
Let's move on to the budget plan, and your budget director told reporters that it includes the equivalent of 1 furlough day per month, but asking those public workers to still work 20 days a month. How are you going to negotiate this with the unions?
Oh, negotiations are going to be negotiations. Don't worry. We'll sit down and we'll talk about how we preserve the pension system, how we preserve our capacity to pay for our medical premiums.
But as a pro-union governor, a Democrat, will you try to get anything more from the unions? Because some are wondering that now.
I'm going to ask us all to work together so that we can survive. When I said yesterday, and I think you said in your introduction, you're talking about $800 million that has to be found in less than 2 years in order for us just to stay upright. That means everybody has to make a contribution. So you're quite right. I'll be talking to public workers as one myself. I'm a public employee. As I sit here with you today, I'm a public employee. So I'm going to be reaching out as a public employee to other public employees, say, how do we deal with the unfunded liabilities in the pension? How do we deal with the runaway health costs? How can we put this together so that the private sector and the public sector together can see to it that everybody is able to survive this situation.
And Governor Abercrombie, yesterday at the beginning of your speech, you went off script, and you looked out at some of your former colleagues in the legislature, and you got choked up there. Why did you get emotional?
Well, when you spend almost 4 decades of your life, especially in that building, I love the building. You know, it's open to the sky. The sea is right there. We're surrounded by water. Both chambers represent the volcanoes, really. Sometimes there's some volcanic action that takes place in there. And it's the most open campus, if you will, governmental campus in the world. You can be on the 5th floor and talk to somebody downstairs all the way. It's so open. So as I saw some of the folks that I in a sense grew up with in there, I just wanted to reach out to them and say, look, I know what you've been through. I know how tough it is to be a legislator, to try to do the good thing, the best thing you can, and maybe not always be understood. I just wanted to know there's going to be a spirit of cooperation and collaboration, just as I mentioned with all of these situations about revenue. I'm going to be reaching out saying, let's do this together. Let's not make threats. Let's not point fingers at one another. Let's try and put this together in a Pono way.
Governor Abercrombie, thank you so much for joining us. We are out of time,
Thanks a lot,
but it's great to see you this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Kenny.
And don't forget, if you'd like to watch this interview again or any of our other morning segments on our newscast, you can head over to our website, kitv.com/thismorning. Kenny?
And